Hello, and welcome back to Trying to Figure It Out, Cooking Edition. Today we are coming at you live from my kitchen again. We are going to make some comfort food, talk about some things that have been going on in my life, and yeah, I don't know, things have been feeling a little off for me lately, and I just kind of want to chat with you guys in a comfortable space. It's a Saturday today, and I'm just feeling like lazy, and I don't want to do anything. I just want to eat and relax and chat with you guys in my happy place. So we are going to make eggplant parm, which is my comfort food, and I'm going to get all into that and give you guys some background. But before we do that, I'm going to make an Aperol spritz because we're having an Italian theme today. So first step, let's make an Aperol spritz. Uh-oh, I don't know if I have much ice. The ice might be a no-go for today. Oh. All right, this is what we're working with. Let me just backtrack for a quick second. I do not follow recipes. I don't know how to make a cocktail. I don't know how to actually cook. I just cook from what makes sense in my mind, and the same goes for my drinks. So this is how I make an Aperol spritz. It's probably not the right way, but works for me. Okay, so first we're gonna start with some Aperol. You always gotta pour from the heart. Now we're going to pop some champagne. I'm telling you, cooking is all about the prep. This is like all the work is this part. ASMR. And then we're gonna top everything off with a splash of white wine. This is a Sauvignon Blanc. Josh is the best wine brand of all time, by the way. Shout out to Josh. I don't like sweet wine at all. So for me, Sauv Blanc is like the most I'll do with a white wine. Otherwise, I get grossed out and hungover. This is not a good Aperol spritz. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really sweet and the ice is quickly disappearing. Oh, it's just not that good. I'm literally like creating a sculpture. I'm not kidding, like I wanna just stick this in here and like at least let it cool. This sums up like where my life is at right now. Like this is what I'm going through emotionally and mentally. Like this is exactly what I am struggling with, and we'll talk about it more in real words, but like if you want a summary of how my life's been going, this is how my life has been going. Anyway, while that does whatever that's doing, I'm gonna try to replicate my grandma's famous eggplant parm. She makes this only on holidays in our family. That is like a ritual. There is never eggplant parm on a regular day. It's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and maybe Easter if we're all home. We get eggplant parm. And so like people fight to the death over the last piece of eggplant. Like she knows that people are gonna want it for like days after days, but she will only make enough for like everyone to have maybe 1.5 servings. And it's kind of like an argument of like who's gonna finish theirs first and get to the seconds in time to have some. So I'm gonna try to make it. We have a bunch of eggplants here. We're gonna slice them and then we're gonna put them to the side. Okay. Not a very sharp knife. Jesus. Oh my God, this knife needs to be sharpened. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch to a serrated knife. Oh yeah, that's way better. The key is the eggplant like kind of is thinner at the bottom and then it gets wider and then it gets thin again. The thing that can be kind of difficult with this is if they're different sizes, it's hard to layer it when you put it in the pan. So you kind of want to make sure you have enough that are equal sizes so that it balances out properly. I think that should be enough. So we have our eggplant slices. Now we're going to leave these here and prep the batter for frying them. Okay. For this step, we need 3 bowls. 1 will be for our eggs, 1 will be for the breadcrumbs, and 1 will be flour. Okay. As I was saying, eggplant parm is like one of my favorite comfort foods. And honestly, it's really interesting timing that I'm making this episode and making eggplant, because my childhood home is actually for sale. And once that sells, that would mean that I do not have a place in New York anymore. And so every time a holiday comes around, like my instinct is to be like, yeah, I'm going to New York, because that's what I do for every holiday. Like home has always been New York. And now I'm like processing that that's not going to be the case anymore. And to like think that that chapter of my life and that place that was always like home base that you never really thought about not existing, like to think that that's not going to be there is a lot to process. And I feel like it's going to hit me later. Like I feel like it's not even actually hitting me yet. It's just like my family sent me the Zillow link that the house is on sale now, and I was like, holy shit, like this is actually really real. But it's just so strange to think that like everything I once knew is like going to be different. And I'm like, honestly, growth is showing in this, because I maybe like 3 or 4 years ago would have actually freaked out at the news of this. Like I would have been like, we're not selling the house. Like I was such like a hoarder of tradition, and like a few years ago I really would have freaked out at this news. But now I feel like I've made enough progress in myself that like LA really does feel like home to me. Like I really can't imagine living anywhere else. And like I'm down to start spending holidays here, and I'm down to start like creating new traditions. So I'm just dealing with that right now, and this is making me feel at home because I feel like I'm with my grandma. Okay, we have our eggs ready. Now we're gonna add the breadcrumbs. So along with everything else that I'm just telling you guys, I am actually about to turn 26, and usually for my birthday, I go all out, and I don't really do it for myself. I feel like I actually do it for like the fun of other people. Like I've talked about this before. I'm a people pleaser, and I feel like for my birthday, I love doing like fun activities that my friends will enjoy and go on a big trip or whatever it is. Like I like to go all out, but this year I cannot even tell you, like I can't think of something to do for the life of me. I've like literally thought of every option that exists of things I could do for my birthday. Like even as like simple as just having people over at my house and ordering pizza. And I just don't want to do it. Like I don't want to coordinate it. I don't want to text people about it. I don't want to pay for it. Like I don't know what's happening to me in 2024, but there are some major personality changes that I'm going through. And I'm like, I really don't even know who I am anymore. Like me not celebrating my birthday, like I make merch for my birthday every year. And this year I don't even want to have a dinner. Like I don't even want my boyfriend to take me out to dinner. Like I'm basically just pretending like my birthday is not happening this year. And it's not because I'm like, oh, like I'm so sad that I'm getting older. I'm not sad. I just like, I don't care to do anything. Like I just want it to be another day. Like I'm just not in the mood. Not in the mood at all. So I like to season my breadcrumbs because I think it just makes it more flavorful. So I put some garlic powder, pepper, salt, and parsley, mix it all up, and I just think it gives the eggplant more flavor. Also, funny fact, the breadcrumbs have eggplant slices on them. It's like a sign that these are supposed to be for eggplant. That was the corniest shit I've ever said, but whatever. Okay, so we are gonna season the breadcrumbs. Yeah, I don't know. I usually I'll do like a trip. Last year I went to Disney with like 12 people, and it was so fun. I had the actual best time of my life, but I just, this year, don't feel inspired. Like no idea is really sitting with me. Like 2024 is the year that I can't make decisions and don't want to celebrate my birthday. And the decision thing is actually really interesting because I actually do feel like this whole year since it started, like I've just been struggling more with making life decisions. I don't think I did this right already, but whatever. I think it was supposed to be flour, then egg, then breadcrumbs, and I did egg, then flour, then more egg, and now breadcrumbs. But it's okay. Okay. Every time I do this with the breadcrumbs, I just get like breadcrumb fingers, like just covered in them. It's really not enjoyable. Last year for my birthday, I like really went all out, like brought so many people to Disney. It was like the best time ever. One thing about me is like all my friends are in different circles. Like I don't have a friend group. I have like groups of friends that I'm really, really close with and hang out in like all different settings. But like when I do something for my birthday, it can be difficult because not everyone knows each other or hangs out like that. Like I'm basically bringing new groups of people together, which can be kind of overwhelming, and like gauging everyone's expectations and managing everybody's like comfortability in a new environment is definitely a lot of pressure. And maybe that's part of why I didn't really want to do anything this year. In January actually was like, okay, maybe I'll do another trip this year, but like a beach trip, not like a hardcore Disney trip, because it's like a little bit exhausting. And so I started planning this trip. And so I found a house and I was texting everyone about it. And I kind of just felt like not everyone was responsive. They wanted to come, but like it wasn't clicking. Like the vibes weren't really giving that everyone was like super, super committed and down. It was like kind of giving me assurance that like this isn't the year to go all out for my birthday. Like no one was really giving off the vibe that they really, really wanted to go. I think like part of it is that everyone who is going to go on this trip like inherently would have had to take time off of work. And as we get older, like if you're asking people to take time off work, they want to do it for like their choice of vacation, not for yours. And that's like super, super fair. Like in college again, and when you're younger, you don't think about things like this as much. All of us, as we're getting older, are like navigating our own personal lives. And I think, again, as we get older and I have all these friends who aren't in the same group, there's that like running joke on TikTok of like when the trip finally makes it out of the group chat. Like that is so true. It's like you always talk to friends about doing XYZ activity and like you hype it up, you say you need to do it, like you make it sound like it's so realistic that it's gonna happen, and it just like never leaves the group chat. Like it doesn't end up happening. And I feel like this year it was just really giving that no one was really dying to commit. And so then I was like, honestly, like I feel like this is just a sign that I want to postpone my birthday this year. And it's not like like feel sad for me kind of thing where I'm like, oh, no one wants to celebrate my birthday, like I'm so disappointed. Like I don't want to celebrate my birthday and I don't want to organize everybody together. I don't want to do the motions of like bringing everyone into a space and inviting all the different people from all the different areas and all the different friendships and putting them all in a room together and like wanting it to be fun for everyone. Like I'm just tired. To wrap things up on my birthday, I just really feel like this year is like a very transformative year for me. And I feel like I'm just really changing and learning new things about myself. And this is a weird year, but it's cool. And I'm excited to grow and continue to learn new things about myself. Okay, we're gonna move on now to the sauce. First things first, we need to chop some shallots, some onions, and some garlic. These are gonna go in the sink because we're done with them. Okay. There's a literal glacier in my Aperol spritz. Okay, now we are gonna get to chopping. This is my least favorite part of cooking. I absolutely hate cooking with onions. They burn my eyes. I don't even really like them, but they just do inherently give everything more flavor. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this onion. Ew, it's a little green. Yeah, we're just gonna give it a little chop. I don't like using too much onion. I feel like it overshadows everything if you use too much. But we're gonna do onions, shallots, and garlic. Ooh. Dogs cannot eat onions, garlic, or anything of that category. So if you're cooking and you have dogs, be really careful because that's a $600 trip to the vet. So we have our onions. Okay, next we're gonna do half of this shallot. I don't think I need the whole thing. Oh, yep. Here comes the burning. Ugh. I hate it. Okay. Onions and shallot are ready to go. Let's get the garlic. Ooh. As I mentioned, I hate the peeling, so I buy pre-peeled garlic. I watched my friend use one of these the other day, and she filled it to the brim. Like, I've never seen someone put more cloves of garlic into a garlic mincer. It was actually insane. The one thing I find really annoying is that every time you do it, you then have to like take out the peels and then do it again. It's like a whole process. Okay, we'll do a couple more and then we'll be good on the garlic. I'm gonna put everything into this bowl. I'm gonna grab my saucepan and we are going to get the sauce going, and then we are going to fry the eggplant, layer it all together, and put it into the oven. This is my handy dandy saucepan. Put it here. I'm going to heat some oil at a medium heat. I'm using avocado oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you feel like. Okay, this is my favorite brand of crushed tomatoes. I think it's really good, and you can pretty much find it everywhere. I suck at opening things like cans like this. I always splatter it in my face, but that was actually the best I've ever done it, so I'm impressed with myself. Okay, this should be ready. I'm gonna add everything in and let them simmer. You wanna make them sweat a little bit. I'm gonna take this opportunity to bring my same seasonings over here, add some salt, some garlic powder, pepper, and parsley. I always lower the heat once the tomatoes in because tomatoes burn really quickly. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now we are going to fry our eggplant. Just putting a bunch of avocado oil in here to heat up. I'm gonna bring the eggplant over here. Okay, the oil is ready. Let's start putting our eggplant in. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay. Ooh, it's starting to smell burnt. Okay, let's flip these. Okay, these are eggplant slices. They are ready to be layered with the sauce and the cheese and go in the tray into the oven. Now we just need to prep our mozzarella, make sure the sauce is ready to go, and then we can get things cooking. Let's see. My fridge is insane. Like, why is this guacamole still in the fridge? Okay, we have fresh mozzarella. We're gonna make a few slices of it and then put it in with the eggplant. Oh, it's already sliced. That is fantastic. Okay, the sauce is ready. We are going to start layering. Let's see. I was gonna put cream in the sauce, but I decided I just wanted like a traditional marinara sauce, so we don't need that. Okay, so first we are going to do the first layer of eggplant. So this is what we're working with. Now what we're gonna do is add a layer of sauce. Okay. Now mix it around, make sure all the eggplant gets covered. Presentation is not of importance to me. We're gonna add the cheese. And now we're gonna add more eggplant. Okay, now we add another layer of sauce. And then more cheese. And then we add our Parmesan cheese. And it's honestly ready to go in the oven. We're gonna see how this works out. I'm gonna put it in the oven for maybe like 15 minutes or until the cheese looks brown. Okay. While the eggplant is cooking, we are gonna make our spaghetti to eat alongside it. So let's boil some water. I'm like so weak, like this feels really heavy to me. Okay. All right, that's going. Now let's have a moment where we take a sip of the Aperol spritz. The ice is actually helping, believe it or not. Okay, the water is boiling. It is ready for the spaghetti. We are going to put some in. I hate like when the noodles are like sticking out of the pot and like you're afraid they're gonna burn, but they're not like soft enough yet to push the rest of it in. It's like a whole chaotic experience. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna let this cook. I'm gonna add a little salt to the water. Okay. Let's check on the eggplant. Oh yeah. Cheese is melting. It's looking good. Needs a few more minutes. The cheese is just starting to melt. Okay, pasta is like pretty much ready. Have you guys ever seen the spaghetti trick before? Okay, the trick is to throw it at the wall, and if it sticks to the wall, it's ready. So, that's some perfectly cooked spaghetti right there. The way it went so high. Oh. Okay, well, that's ready. And honestly, I think the eggplant is perfect. So let's take that out first because I would hate for that to burn. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I'm gonna put the heat back on, just a little. Add in our sauce. There's not much left, but that is fine. Okay, I'm gonna bring the pasta over here. Let me bring this over. And now we're gonna add our eggplant. This middle piece is looking perfect. Oh yeah. Okay, we have it plated. We're gonna garnish it now with some fresh basil. Okay, and this is our plate. We are gonna do a first bite. Let's move this to the side because I feel like it's slipping and sliding all around. Oh yeah. Hot, but really good. That's fire. I would say it tastes a little bit like my grandma's, but not 100%. I really don't know what she does or how she does it. I think the biggest difference I'm noticing is that my eggplant slices are pretty thick. Maybe they should have been a little thinner, but honestly, it tastes pretty darn close to how she makes it. So I'm impressed with myself. Now let's try the spaghetti. That is a perfect dinner. We're gonna do Al piece 3 now. This week, I think we should do songs that I would blast if I was in Italy right now. One song I would definitely be blasting is the White Lotus theme song. That would just be like rent-free in my head. On an Evening in Roma from the Lizzie McGuire movie, even though that's not really what it's from, but that's how I know it. Oh, maybe like an Andrea Bocelli song, like, I don't know, cue any Andrea Bocelli song. Yeah, those are my 3. Okay, well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed this episode and maybe learned how to make some eggplant parm my way. And yeah, I love you all, and we'll be back next week with a very exciting episode.